One time I was walking home from the train station after I spent the weekend at my aunt's house. It was about 11 p.m. at night and very dark outside. When I was almost home, I noticed a guy on crutches in front of me, who walked the same direction and then stopped every couple of meters to turn around and look at me before continuing to walk on. Since he was walking with a limp, I quickly passed him. When I did, he stopped walking and grinned at me in this just really creepy way, so I kept moving. Since I lived in an apartment over a burger restaurant, for a moment I considered to ask one of the employees to walk me to the front door, because to get to the entrance of the apartment/part of the house, you had to walk around the house into a dark court. But I didn't ask, because I thought, what could possibly happen? The guy's on crutches, and I didn't want to come off as childish. So I was walking through the court of our house and wanted to pull out my keys while walking. Suddenly, I couldn't find them in my handbag. I realized that I had thrown them somewhere in my travel bag because I didn't want to lose them from my handbag while staying at my aunt's and being out with her all the time. So, still standing in the middle of the court, I had to search the whole travel bag for the freaking key. I was so distracted by the whole key searching incident that I totally forgot about the creepy guy that I had encountered before. When I finally pulled the key out of the bag, I looked up, and the creepy guy from before was standing right in front of me, grinning. I always thought in a situation like that I'd start screaming, but instead, I couldn't get myself to make any sound at all. With the keys in my hand, I started running to the front door, opened it, and jumped inside the house. The guy, still walking with a limp, followed me as fast as he could. Luckily, due to his injury, he wasn't as fast as me. Unfortunately for me, our front door was one of those doors that slowly falls back into the lock automatically, but when you try to push them in order to shut them quicker, it pressures back and stops you from slamming it. So there I was, trying to push the door into the lock, while the creepy guy was on his way to follow me into the house. Believe it or not, the door fell into the lock right in the second that he reached the doorstep. Through the glass door, we just looked at each other, both sort of breathing heavily from the race and him clearly chasing after me. He looked very disappointed. I quickly ran upstairs to my apartment and locked myself in it. Later that night, I looked outside my window and I saw that same man walking up and down the road in front of the house. He stayed there for about 3 to 4 hours after the incident. I can't tell you what it was that made me not call the cops. I guess I was like, after all, nothing really happened. What can they do about it? After that, I didn't feel safe in my home anymore because I knew that he knew where I lived. I only left my apartment when being picked up or dropped off and made sure to be home before it was turning dark every day for about 2 weeks. Finally, I decided to go to the police and tell them about it to ask whether they can keep an eye on the neighborhood for a bit. I went to the police station and it happened exactly as I feared. They took notes and just sort of said, we can't really do anything about it now. You should have called before, but we'll take a note of it, okay? A couple of days passed and suddenly I get a call back from another police officer who asked me a lot about what had happened. He tells me that they'd been looking for the guy on crutches for months already because he had hurt several girls in our town and followed them into their apartment and even slept in front of their doors. He had been in police custody before, got out and violated probation. He had some kind of mental illness, I guess, as well. The police officer told me to immediately call in case the guy showed up again. He luckily never did. It was only then that I understood the seriousness of the situation and realized that I most likely escaped an attempted assault in some sort of way by just an inch. I, in a way, really didn't believe myself that the whole thing had actually even happened before the police guy actually called me back. And this was 5 years ago, but I still think about it from time to time, and it still gives me the creeps. If you enjoyed this scary story, listen to thousands more, either over on the Let's Read YouTube channel or podcast.